So I've got myself a bag of parts and a broken ice machine. Let's see if we can fix it. So for those of you who don't already know, I diagnosed this machine as bad a little while back, and this TXV was the main thing that was not working and wasn't passing refrigerant. And I've always been curious of whether or not this thing still has a refrigerant charge in it, or if it actually lost its charge. So let's see what happens if we... I didn't hear any hissing. So what I had assumed happened was that this thing had lost its charge somehow, and that was slammed closed, and we weren't getting any refrigeration action. So what we're gonna do now is, if I diagnose this correctly, which we won't really know until the end, but I'm gonna replace this filter dryer, I'm gonna replace this TXV, I'm gonna replace the mechanical seal that's right here in this area, and I'm gonna replace these bolts, which luckily I didn't tighten them up all the way. So let me go ahead and start recovering my refrigerant, which will be here and here. Okay, gauges hooked up, high side, low side, into my recovery machine, recovery tank. Click this on and let it do its thing. Vacuum is done. Put that away, set this off to the side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up my torches and start getting this guy off, and then my filter dryer, so I can go ahead and throw it in a vacuum as fast as I can. I've got some other work I need to do in here. Later on, I'm gonna be changing out the mechanical seal, AKA the water seal, all that good stuff. All right, so now it's time to remove and replace these parts. I'm gonna take out the TXV first, then the filter dryer, and do it in reverse. Put it back in. Okay, gonna let the vacuum run. Now we're gonna go over here, like I said, and I'm going to have to start taking this apart to get to my mechanical seal. Take this apart first. All right, so this right here is one half of the water seal, and it just kind of slides out of there, and then you replace that. Oh, it's called a mechanical seal as well, a mechanical seal. Then this is the other half of it, and you just pull it up out of this hole. I'm gonna need two hands to break it free, but essentially it just comes up and out. So like I was saying, just kind of pry up one side, and then that comes up and out, and that's one half of it. There is a rubber piece that is in there as well that needs to come up and out. That's the other part of the water seal. It's actually, when you buy a new one, it comes attached like that. So that's the whole thing. So we need to clean this out really well, and then we need to re-lube this O-ring. So when you take this thing out of the package, there's this white napkin, and what it is it's covering that surface. You don't want to touch that surface. You want to do whatever you can to avoid touching that surface. I've already put lube all over all of this stuff. That O-ring, I've cleaned it out. So then what you do is you just take it right over the top, and you should just be able to press it right down into place. And that should be it. I don't know if it needs to go down further. I'll get a light real quick. Oh, it's all the way down in there. That's perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and take this, put it right back over very carefully, and slide this down into place. And then I'm gonna put my bolts back in. All right, so now that we're back in place, we're gonna go ahead and just take the bolts, the hex head bolts that we had previously taken out, and we're just gonna put them back in their homes, and we're gonna tighten these up. We do it to all 4 of them all the way around, and then we're gonna go take care of the auger. This part of the mechanical seal / water seal change is really easy. It just pulls off of the bottom. One thing you have to remember is there's a hole there and a little metal offshoot right there. That's trash. We're gonna wanna clean this off. That way we don't end up with a leak later. You can even take a little bit of this Tailor lube, put a little bit there, and just kind of rub it around. That way when we put our new mechanical seal on, it'll slide right into place and not give us any issues. And then just like the white one before, try not to touch the carbon fiber surface. And then we're just gonna slide this on here. Okay, let me try this way. Just gonna slide that right on there. And then you're gonna line up that hole. And then your mechanical seal sits just like that. Nothing else to it. And then we're gonna take this and we're gonna go up top and we're gonna drop it right down inside there. Go. Essentially just gonna go just like that. And then it'll go down the rest of the way and we'll tighten everything up. So my vacuum's still going. We're finally down to 600. I've just been spending some time putting this all back together, put my screws in down here. I got this all connected up here. I did end up having to take this back off so that I can wrap up my TXV bulb after I secured it in place horizontally at the 50% line of the copper. I've been working on getting this all secured in here. I'm gonna zip tie it, and probably wrap some insulation tape, some of this stuff, right around this section, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw this over and zip tie that in place as well. So I've just been trying to stay busy while my vacuum is pulling. All right, finally there. Now we're gonna charge it up. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and close this. That's my vacuum line. And then I'm gonna turn it off here. I've already purged my hose up to here. I'm gonna go ahead and close off my low side because we're gonna charge into the high side. So that's closed. High side is open. We're at 0 here. We're gonna be doing 1 pound, 12 ounces. This guy is already open, scale zeroed. This is the only one open right now, so all I need to do is just crack that and let it rip. And then once we get to 1 pound, 12 ounces, then we're going to shut her off. And hopefully we don't need to fire it up to get the entire charge in. Hopefully we can get the entire charge in without having to fire up the machine. Okay, we're getting close. 1 pound, we need 3 more ounces now. Go ahead and cut that off a little bit early. Look at that, freaking perfect, okay? So now I'm gonna leave my hoses connected so that I can suck out anything that's in my hoses, but let's go ahead and fire it up. First, I need to make sure that this high side hose isn't gonna get caught up in my fan. You know what, I messed up. I said 1 pound, 12 ounces, that's only 1.4. So let's just go ahead and just do some more. I don't know why I did that. Sorry. Mistake. Okay. See if I can nail it again. 11. A little bit more than I was supposed to. 1 ounce over. Okay, 1 pound, 12 ounces. Let's try that again. So there we go, we fired up, we're running. This guy down here is turning. I don't know if you can see right down inside there. I'm not leaking, I don't see any water. My compressor's not running yet, so we're not gonna get any freezing. Everything is looking right so far. My 2 pressures will tell the full story in just a couple minutes. That just fired up, so I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, see if it starts making ice. I was freaking out there for a minute. My compressor started to frost up really bad, and my suction pressure was at about 50 to 55 PSI, which is higher than it should have been. The manual says it should be between, I think it's 38 and 46. And I was, whatever that math is, 7, 8 PSI high. My compressor was all frosted, and it was kind of ridiculous. We look up there, we're making ice now. I had to take my TXV bulb off and remount it just because I didn't have it set up right. We got a pile of ice going. This is looking to be a successful TXV swap out. I'm gonna let it run for another, 10 to 15 minutes and then check on it. Hey, what's up, y'all? I thought I totally messed that up. I thought I had broken that TXV. Maybe I overheated it or something and it wasn't working right, but I took the TXV bulb off and relocated it, made sure it was secure, tightened it down quite a bit, and then reattached it and watched it work, and it ended up working just fine. But like I said, originally my compressor was all frosted up and I was like freaking out, and I was getting ready to call it a day and go order a new TXV, but it ended up working out. If you guys are interested in more Hoshizaki service videos like this one, got like 7 or 8, 9 maybe, I don't know. I got quite a few of them, as well as like Hoshizaki and Manitowoc videos. You can go check them out on my channel. I hope you got some value out of this, and I see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, y'all.